this is a pretty standard marketing funnel, and you can see there's a big jump between that first touch and ultimately them taking that end action. You don't become friends with someone and on day one ask to borrow $1,000. There's a combination of time spent together, experiences that you share. There's various milestones that you reach before you're at the point where you want to ask, you'd feel comfortable asking them to loan you $1,000. And it works the same way from a marketing standpoint. There's certain milestones, there's micro conversions that you want them to take in order to continue pushing them down that funnel. So we're going to focus quickly on the top of that. How do you bring them in? The easiest way to do it is to start by giving them something. You're just handing them something for free, and all that they have to do is engage with it. Chances are you already have some of this content on your site, or content that you're working on that would fit these needs, but blogs, white papers, and events are really, really good traffic sources for people with no awareness of your organization or very limited awareness of your organization. And the way that I always recommend approaching this is to look at what your members are already engaging with. If you've identified a lookalike audience that is, international members, and you're able to, hone in on specifically which parts of the site they're interacting with, and you're able to say, oh, this is the content that they really like to engage with, you're able to kind of pull that out and say, now if I'm trying to target them, what's the best piece of content I can give them for free that's a good starting point? And keep in mind, there's a lot of content to choose from. What Justin had just mentioned about competition, you're not the only resource in town. It's very easy for me to find information on how to hire somebody or how to organize something. So where you can focus is on the very unique value that you can provide. An association is essentially just a group of people organized for a joint purpose. So you have a shared interest already. You have a depth on that topic that almost nobody else can. And when you're thinking about these, they're called lead magnets in the marketing world. When you think about these magnets, think about the resources that you have access to that nobody else can share. You're basically positioning yourself as a relevant authority on a problem that somebody else wants to solve, and you're giving it to them for free. So we'll look at some examples of this. I will embarrass myself with examples that I've been targeted with. So this is something that was served to me on LinkedIn. They're promoting a webinar. This was a little teaser, and they wanted me to click through and watch the rest of it. There's also resources. There's an ideas report for 2021 that talks about how the industry is changing and had lots of good data points for how to benchmark what you're doing. There's a B2B tech buyer behavior guide that had critical insights for how the pandemic has changed the way that people buy B2B tech. And these all targeted me. These are no brands I've never interacted with before, but they know that I'm in their target market. And the key is, and the powerful thing about using these to target me, is that because I've never interacted with them before, I'm an anonymous member of their audience. I look like their existing audience. And in order to get these materials, I'm going to give them my email address, which immediately identifies me as a known audience member. And it means that they can continue marketing to me and moving me through their funnel.